Night baseball matchup, the series finale between the NL East leading Braves, who have the best record in baseball, by the way, and the Mets at Citi Field, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific with a special 2-hour baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. Michael K. and A-Rod will have their K-Rod presentation on ESPN2. It's been a fun weekend here in Chicagoland. A lot of fans. Here's Josie Muffley, candidate 26th out of 60 athletes on the leaderboard. She hails from the Celery City of Portage, Michigan.
I bet you Coach Lonnie Alameda's watching, so hey, Coach.
Oh my goodness! Lonnie Alameda's gonna love that! One Seminole to another! Jesse Warren have a day defensively! Oh, Seminole robbery right there! A Seminole moment here on a Sunday afternoon.
Dang, she just hammers this. Nobody has cat-like reflexes at third base like Jesse Warren. She is so good. Love this angle. Wow, that was a hot shot.
All right, Danielle, we need some perspective. Jesse Warren as a third baseman. Short list of the best all-time. Kelly Montalvo, Jen Salling, Andrea Duran.
Jen's not a third baseman.
I've seen Jen Salling play third.
Nah, she's a shortstop.
You know what? If we get a chance to talk to her, I heard that Lauren Lapin's in the building. We will ask Lauren Lapin who she thinks some of her best defensive third basemen have been over the years. She would know. Here's Aaliyah Andrews. That is a base hit for Aaliyah Andrews. First base hit allowed by Alicia Ocasio. And Andrews now with 5 hits here in week 3. Well, everyone loves to rep Athletes Unlimited, and you can too. Be sure to check out all the great gear, including the new AU tote bag as part of our Athletes Cause Impact Week. Go to shop.auprosports.com to get yours today.
Hey, just to go back to Josie Muffley's absolute liner.
Yes.
To see how hot of a shot that is coming at Jesse Warren, that's 80 miles an hour exit velo off the bat. Playing a little bit behind the base, which means her reaction time at 3. I mean, I'm glad we weren't doing the little mic'd up at third.
Here's Kelsey Harshman. Andrews on the run. Save at second. That was a nice peg by Edwards. But Andrews just outran the softball. Woo.
Dang. Nobody better, Leah Andrews.
Plus 10 for the stolen base for Aaliyah.
Her third of the season.
Team Alexander's used to winning innings. They dominated this entire week, but they lost the first inning. This inning is worth 20. Off-speed misses way outside. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Harshman is asking, not sure what that was about. High drive, deep center field. Zirkle goes back, makes the play on the track. Andrews tags and goes to third. That is a loud out number 2. But moving over to third, 60 feet away from scoring the first run for Team Alexander, is Andrews.
For a second, I thought this was out, dead center. Ooh, she got a good piece of that.
Here's Bubba Nichols, struck out back in the first inning. That's the only strikeout for Ocasio. One and one, 67 miles per hour. Nichols Nichols began the day second on the leaderboard. Probably not going to be able to catch her teammate for the #1 spot. Trying to hang in that top 4 and be a captain for the first time. Talked about this before. She's probably not going to do it. But in her scholastic days as a high school player, and even getting part of her UCLA career, she was a ballyhooed pitcher. She could theoretically, as a captain, decide to pitch herself.
I mean, we talked about this yesterday.
No, I know you keep telling me it's not going to happen. I'm just saying, it's one of the things you could do if you're a captain. She could play first base if she wanted. Oh, did that get her? It did. Ball glances off of her leg, and the inning continues. Runners on at the corners.
See the frustration a little bit by Alicia Ocasio. That pitch misses on the inner half. But I have to go back to the pitch before, that curveball. It was so pretty. I think that's a pitch that gets called for a strike. We've seen this happen a little bit so far today, and it comes down to just being consistent, right? That's the only thing as a pitcher that you want with the blue behind the dish. In my opinion, the best blues are the ones you don't even notice if they're there or not. Like, it's just, hey, this is a strike zone, this is what I know I'm going to get, and this is what I know that I'm not going to get, and I can nibble the way I want to nibble. And I've just seen a little bit more of a challenge for these pitchers with pinpointing a spot and it potentially not getting called.
Called strike 1 to Danielle Gibson. Gibson 4 for 8 so far this week with a homer. Oh, Ocasio asking where that was. 1-1. This inning is worth 20 points. Smashed into the gap left center. Andrews scores. Steaming around third is Nichols. There will be no throw. It's a 2-run double for Gibson. What a wonderful week for Danielle Gibson. Team Alexander now leads 2-1.
Really good job by Danielle Gibson. This pitch on the outer half coming in at 69 miles an hour. Doesn't do too much with it, just opposite field, pokes it right over Sydney Romero's head. 20 points for Danielle Gibson.
And with that, we will have a pitching change. Ocasio is lifted. Sydney Littlejohn Watkins will replace her. We'll tell you more about the right-hander when we come back. Is a +4, so 8 times 4 is 32. The 2 earned runs set her back -20. So she is currently +12 on the day. She is responsible for the runner on at second. New pitcher, Sydney Littlejohn Watkins. She of the sweeping curveball.
And to me, probably one of the highest spin rate pitchers in this game. That last pitch coming in at 2,000, a little over 2,000, and I mean that means that she is moving that ball. I think on average I've seen anywhere from 900 spin rate to about 1,400 with some of the pitchers here, so it just kind of goes to show when you see that sweeping curveball how that's moving from 43 feet kind of into the other batter's box, and just the way she manipulates her body to get that pitch to break. It's a thing of beauty.
Stakis fouls it away. And Littlejohn Watkins may be the only pitcher in the league today who can tell you, this is what I'm going to throw you, and do it. This is what's coming. It's going to be a curveball. Here it comes. Can you hit it?
And as a hitter, when you know it's coming, it sometimes can still be tricky because you don't want to swing at a pitch that's in the other batter's box, but you want to see it a little deeper in the zone. At times, that's how hitters are taught with that true curveball spin. If you swing early, you're in trouble. But I think if you can see the ball a little bit deeper and just really try to focus on hitting it to the right side.
Three balls and 2 strikes to Gwen Svekis. Runner run at second base, Danielle Gibson. She drove in a pair with a double. Breaking ball. Got her. Little John Watkins comes out of the pen, strikes out Spekas, but 2 runs put on the board by Danielle Gibson. It's a 2-1 lead for Team Alexander.
Amanda in the 3. Just coming out to give you a high five. Thanks. Here we go. Here we go. Let's do it again. Yeah. And truthfully speaking, my dog. She better not do that again.
The all-time winningest player in the history of AU softball, Gwen Spekas. This is now, well, geez, she's played in every game available. She's got 35 wins, more than anyone else. That was Into the Game, brought to you by Air National Guard. Gwen Spekas is behind the plate right now, catching Alyssa Denham. They're trying to protect a 2-run inning lead. Team Alexander, they scored 2 runs top of this 3rd inning. They're trying to win an inning for the first time. If they actually win this inning, it's a double inning, so it's plus 20 for everyone on Team Alexander. Top of the order, Morgan Zirkle, Sierra Romero, Amanda Lorenz will bat against Denham. And we have a very special guest as a chair chat right now. With Morgan Zirkle batting, we're going to talk to one of my favorite people in the world. Not only a wonderful player, but still doing great things as a coach down in Arizona. Lauren Lappin's joining us.
I've been paying Eric Collins a lot of money for decades to call me one of his favorites. So happy to be here, guys. How we doing?
Olympian, pro, college All-American at Stanford, current assistant coach at University of Arizona, former head coach. What's going on? You and Caitlin Lowe working down in Arizona. How's the Wildcat program these days?
We're doing great. We're really pumped about heading into a new year, a new season. We're loving it, working together, you know, after playing together for so many years. So we have an awesome group of student athletes who are chomping at the bit to get us back where we belong. So we're excited.
We saw you over in the player lounge flash up on the TV, and I can't say I've seen Eric get that excited in a long time when I'm like, yo, Lauren Lappin and Amy Hogue. It actually was really, really cute. But what I wanted to say was, you've been a facilitator in this league. You know what it's all about. What are kind of some of your favorite things that you would tell players in college to strive to potentially want to play in Athletes Unlimited? Anything crazy stick out?
Well, I think that you get to write your own story, you know, and that's the cool thing about the concept of this league and the point system. Captains and creating relationships and trust on the field, separate from a coaching staff. And we're brought up in this sport usually with the coaches being the ones who make all the decisions, and here it's a different environment where the athletes really can take charge of their own destiny. So that's a really cool thing, and I think we are in such a great time in our sport where young athletes are exposed to these women who are phenomenal, and they get to see their role models a lot more often than when we did DL. So it's really, really cool.
I see you're wearing the Hannah Flippin.
I am.
19.
Yep. Rep and flip.
Actually, I see a lot of similarities. You played a lot of different defensive positions. You were great up the middle. You could play third. Great stuff. I like that. Good choice.
Yeah, she's way better than I was, though. So.
What's your
okay, the question of the day. Jessie Warren made an unbelievable play defensively. I'm talking historically great defensive third baseman. Who do you have in your short list that you can think of off the top of your head?
Well, man, I'm really bad at this kind of stuff, and I'm
putting her on the spot.
You're putting me on the spot. You did give me a couple minutes warning, so I appreciate that. But Andrew Duran is up there. I played with her a long time. She was phenomenal. I think that she moved front to back better than probably anyone in our sport. Jessie is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, we saw her play an inning and a half ago that a lot of people don't even have a shot at coming close to, and she makes those on a daily basis. So she's going to be in the conversation always. But Dre's one of my faves. I got to see her work on a daily basis and see how good she was, and I think that she's up there in the conversation at that position.
And because you were known as a great defender and played a lot of positions, what do you think is a more valuable defensive position, third or shortstop?
I'm going to say shortstop. You know, I actually think second base is probably, second base and catcher are the hardest positions on the field. Second base is so underrated for the responsibilities that are required of that position. But shortstops, I think shortstops can more easily move to other positions. So third base, you got to have some, you got to just be willing, you got some courage to play against these hitters, you know, and be that far in. But shortstops, I think, can move. You're seeing that with Hannah Flippen at third base. You know, she's a great middle infielder who can play a heck of a third base. And so I think you see that more often. So I'm going to have to, give it to the shortstops. But I was a shortstop too, so.
Smashed into center. That is caught. It's going to be an inning win for everyone on Team Alexander at +20. Lauren, thank you so much. You were fantastic. Great catching up with you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Final day of Week 3 action. Team Alexander, they lead by 1 over Team Romero. Week 3 of Athletes Unlimited continues later tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPNU, where we'll see Team Davidson take on Team Romero. Team Romero is desperate. They have not won so far this week.
Team Romero, being the gold jersey, they are 1-7 since season 4 of the champ season has kicked off. That to me, I think, is, I mean, you and I have been here since 2020, and I just remember Kat winning almost every single weekend and winning Athletes Unlimited Season 1 in 2020, so we're just not used to seeing that with gold.
How do you get it past Jessie Warren? Hannah Flippen did. Leadoff single for Hannah Flippen. First time that she's aboard. Well, get yourself into the game by joining the Unlimited Club. Vote on game MVPs, enjoy exclusive events, contribute 10% to the player bonus pool, and more for just $20 a year. Sign up now at auprosports.com/membership. Let's see how Odyssey plays this. Swinging, a little flare. Caught by Lily Piper, out number 1. Good job by Flippen, make sure she was on the bag because Piper actually caught it while standing on first. You know, I've actually never seen the orange part of the safety bag at first is, if Piper was standing on that when she made the play, that's considered to be first base, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to be on the white part that's in play.
She could have sniped one. Could have got her, but Hannah Flippen said,
Have you ever seen a first baseman, like if say the ball got away from the catcher and they needed to throw to first base, have you ever seen the first baseman have their foot on the orange part of the bag?
No, because that's where the runner has to go. So if they are and they move their body on that side and line up with it, they can very well just get clotheslined. The reason the orange base is there is to just give the runner an opportunity to be safe getting down the line without making contact with the body. So I have not seen anyone.
Maddie Husky, little flipper, that gets down. Great read by Flippen. Flippen knew that that was going to get in front of Shannon Rhodes. If she had hesitated, they could have forced her out at second. But it's a single for Husky. Runners on at first and at second.
When I like Hannah Flippen's softball IQ, she takes a peek to see if the ball is going to land in case she had to tag, and then understands, hey, that's going to be tight, it's going to be close. If I go to third, I think I'm going to be out all day. So she just trusts her gut.
Here's Muffley, absolutely robbed her last time up. Hit a ball right on the screws, but to the wrong spot of the diamond. Ball found the glove of Jessie Warren, who made an all-out dive to spear it. Both Muffley and Warren, Florida State Seminoles. Softly hit again, Warren. She goes to second to get the force. And there are now 2 outs, runners on at the corners.
Center fielder, number 11, Aaliyah Andrews.
So Flippen checks in at third. Muffley is the runner at first. And with first and third situations and all the different things that could entail, we're going to have a meeting with everyone involved in the pitcher circle.
When you see the facilitator, Ellie Cooper, having a conversation with Chuck McManus behind the plate. They're going to be bringing in Rachel Garcia.
So it's going to be the third pitcher of the ball game for Team Romero. Rachel Garcia will come on with runners on at the corners. And Aaliyah Andrews in the batter's box. Well, Garcia has been very busy this weekend. Threw 122 pitches yesterday.
She did. And she's just a phenom and a beast and can throw a ton of pitches and still be on point. And something I noticed yesterday was her off speed. She threw that a whole lot more than I've ever seen her do it, simply because she is throwing a lot. She had to kind of evolve a little bit in the sense where I have to throw more off speed. And 6 strikeouts yesterday, and they just came on that rise ball and that changeup. So you love to see it coming into a little bit of a pressure-filled situation with runners on the corners and a hot hitter in Aaliyah Andrews. But taking a look at her day yesterday, that 1 earned run, a lot of pitches. But it's something that I feel like I've always seen with Rachel Garcia. I've seen her throw a lot of pitches. This league, they make her work. They really do. And tries to stay as poised as she can when she's battling and foul ball after foul ball, but fit, ready, and can throw 100+ pitches and bounce back all day.
Andrews has had a wonderful week. 5 hits in 10 at-bats. She singled, stole the base, and scored a run just an inning ago. And on to second base with the steal is Muffley, +10 on the stolen base for the rookie. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. Softly back to Garcia. Good job fielding her position. Side is retired. Team Alexander, they leave a pair in scoring position. So Garcia comes in, puts out the fire. Across just 1 run. Not only would they tie the game, but they'd also have an inning win. This inning is worth 10 points. Now, one of the most experienced players in Athletes Unlimited history, the catcher for Team Alexander, Gwen Spekas. Look at that bottom line, folks. The Oregon product has won more games in Athletes Unlimited than anyone else. She is 35-18 in 53 career games. Wow. She has a winning percentage of .666. We're talking Gwen Spekas. Hey, Gwen, how you doing?
Hey, Eric, that's a cool stat.
Yeah, as a catcher, as a captain, as someone who leads a team, to be the all-time winningest player, that's a tip of my cap to you.
And she's caught the most shutouts out of any catcher. She's caught 8 shutouts. The next closest is 3. So, you know, for the viewers at home, it's kind of a big deal behind the dish here.
Little backstory. Kat Osterman insisted every single week that Gwen Spekas be her catcher. That is street cred to me.
Yeah, Liz, here we go. You me.
I have to ask, when going into champ season 4, just continuing to develop that relationship and that connection with the pitcher, what's the biggest thing that you like to do, especially with those newer pitchers that tend to come in?
With newer pitchers? With newer pitchers, I like to get them in the bullpen early, see what they've got, listen to their mindset on calling their own game. With my old pitchers that I've spent a lot of time with, sometimes there are a lot of highs and lows in this game, especially with how good the hitters are here. And so I like to remind them of what they've done great, push them to, you know, challenge themselves a little bit more, but always keep them feeling good about the stuff that they always do great, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Liz, so what?
And then as far as being able to help a pitcher out at times, because I can sit up here and say, when I've got an umpire that maybe I can't figure out what the strike zone is, or I tend to be struggling with that, how do you tend to try to help a pitcher get through that after the pitch? Don't feel you have to answer it now.
I'm ready. Sorry, Dee, can you repeat it one more time?
No,
Sorry.
just like helping the pitcher when they're dealing with maybe a strike zone that is smaller than they want it to be, or some inconsistencies. Like, I can sit up here and say that rattled my cages at times more than most, and I would let the emotion get to me. Yeah. But what are things that you try to do to help the pitchers if they're going through any type of situations like that?
I try to let them, let me deal with umpires, because I'm someone who likes to keep umpires pretty honest. You can ask them that, you can ask all the players here that. Because I feel like when a pitcher starts to show emotion as a hitter, I feel like I've won the game a little bit, you know? So I try to let the pitchers, you know, let me take care of the emotions of all that stuff. and they just stamina and keep pumping and work through with what they've got for the day. So what? So what?
Wondering, for you playing over in Japan, has there been anything that you've picked up on the international game, being over there, seeing how they do things to kind of help better your game a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the game moves a lot faster there. The players are a lot different there. So, it's helped me speed up the game and be able, I mean, every level has gotten a lot faster, and in Japan, it's the fastest version of our sport. So I think I've gotten a lot better at that stuff, and the strike zone's way different. So
Yes.
I appreciate this strike zone as a catcher, and I appreciate the Japanese strike zone as a hitter.
Taylor Edwards comes to the plate.
You me?
Does it ever get kind of surreal when your fiance steps into the box and you can kind of talk trash if you want to?
Yeah, a lot of people ask us this. I mean, Taylor's always trying to strike me out. I'm always trying to strike her out. We wouldn't be us if we weren't any other way, so. Yeah, flip. So, no, it doesn't get awkward. It's kind of nice to see her face during a game, but also know that we're unapologetically competitive and wouldn't want it any other way.
Gwen, I gotta ask you, I've watched you play consistently professional ball for 4 years. Every single time there's a ground ball to the infield, you busted down that line. Who coached you? Who got that in your head that that's the most important thing to do on a ground ball?
I mean, a lot of people, but that's definitely something that I got at Oregon. There's always a base to be backed up. That's something that Coach Wallen also says a lot on Team USA. Like, there's always a backup for you to get to. So that's something, I mean, that's easy. If the ball's turning away, I like being there. So what? So what? Just pull up. That's okay. No worries. You look good. Here we go. We got two.
Romero.
All right, Gwen, we're just going to listen in. We're going to turn off, you won't be able to hear us. We're just going to listen in and see how you interact with the umpire, with the pitcher, and everyone, okay?
You got it.
Yep,
Thanks,
Gwen.
you guys. Atlas, here we go. Betty. Atlas. Atlas. Come to me. Here we go, nice and easy.
I think something that I just absolutely dig
Atlas,
about
you look
Gwen
good.
Seck
Come to me.
to me, she does push the boundaries in the best way with the pitchers. She holds them accountable. She gets in their head.
Extra bases for Romero. This may be interesting at the plate. No, they stopped Piper at third. That was a great job by Bubba Nichols to field it off the wall and get it back to the infield. And the big day continues for Sydney Romero. She's got a single and now a double.
Here we go.
She just goes down and gets this pitch. This is a drop on the inner half, but to me, it's Bubba Nichols and how she reads it off the hop, has a cannon of an arm, hits the cut. Lily Piper, a little bit of speed, but I like this hold up by Ellie Cooper. I think if you send her, she is dead meat at home all day. Just puts,
Here we go.
let's put Shannon Rhodes in a position here in that 9 spot. Step up, couple runners
Atlas,
on.
you look good. You and me. You and me.
With that double by Sydney Romero, she has moved into the 4th spot. She is currently 4th on the leaderboard. Her older sister, Sierra, is 3rd on the leaderboard. As it is right now, a lot of softball remaining. Both
Keep it
players
there,
will
you
be
look
captains
good.
come
Here we
tomorrow
go.
morning.
Betty.
This has been the story of Shannon Rhodes' season. She's down to the count 0-2.
Good job.
Trying to dig herself out of a hole.
You and me. You and me. Good job. Good job. Let me know.
Good spot.
Super. Dallas. You come to me. Let me know what you want. Oh, nice pitch. Nice pitch. You look good. You stay tough. Stay tough. You let me know what you want. Let me know. Dallas, come on.
Dirty.
Good job.
What a performance by Alyssa Denham.
Great job, Liz. That's
What a
awesome.
performance by Gwen
Good
Svekis
job.
to coax it out of her.
Got you guys.
Just painting corners. Alyssa Denham. Little drop on the outer half. Gwen Svekis rock solid behind the dish. Love to see it.